What we decided to do was pretty simple: girls on the run, which makes a lot of sense to run events for girls. And so we gave $20,000 to Girls on the Run that year. And if they used all of that money for full scholarships, which they did, they like to have people have something in the game, it would have provided about 150 scholarships for kids, and they were focused on New York City too. There were some in the rural areas as well that could not afford to take part in Girls on the Run. And we all know that the more physically active a girl is, the better outcomes that she is likely to have later on in life. So then the following year, we kind of continued a little bit of that tradition, working with the Women's Center Sport Network, Win for KC. I don't know if you're familiar with Win for KC, but what they'll do is they put on women's only sporting events. Their biggest event is the Women's Triathlon. It's the last weekend in July. But then they also, working back to the kids, they've got these WIN camps that they'll have. I think the first one starts the first week of June, and then they'll have others throughout the summer at different locations. So at St. Teresa's Academy, at Notre Dame de Sion out south, and at Central High School as well. So they're making a good effort to spread themselves out there. And the girls get to come in. There's a high school athlete that is a captain of the team that the girls are on. About 7 to 10 girls are on a team. And speaking as a father whose daughter went through the program myself, Jennifer really enjoyed the camp experience as a camper, because you're playing a different sport every day, learning something different every day. They bring in people to talk about nutrition, work on the body image issues that women really, it's pretty remarkable. For the women here in the room, it wouldn't surprise, but for me, it surprised me just how many subtle messages are sent every day. So they bring people in to talk about nutrition and to talk about, just your body is fine. Everybody's just a little bit different, but don't be body shaming. So it's a great program, week-long program. But as I said with my daughter, her real experience came as a team captain. And having other girls looking up to her was a different experience that my daughter had not had before. I mean, she had a little brother, but it was totally different in the WIN camp. So for the Women's Center Sport Network, what we did there was the grant allowed for a mobile WIN camp for these girls that couldn't get out to the other camps. They took one and at Baxton Elementary is where they took their mobile camp, and it was a great experience for those girls. Stepped off a little bit with a program called Go Baby Go. And as you can see, we're kind of focused on youth fitness. But Go Baby Go was an interesting program in that they take these battery operated cars you can get at Walmart for your kids, your younger kids. And they retrofit them. They put, essentially with kind of a roll cage, if you will, some PVC pipe and pool noodles to make the thing safe. And you can see that kind of in the center there, you can see the picture of one of them. So these kids that have, mental, physical differences could get into one of these cars, and they set them up to where the child can naturally activate the movement of the car. And so now they've got movement, they've got self-direction that they didn't have before. And when I was talking to the director of that program, I said, these kids are used to being carried around or in a stroller or in a wheelchair or whatnot. And I asked, I said, do they speed up any other processes, either mental or physical processes? And she said, really, the mental process that gets sped up the most is consequences. They're running through their mom's rose bed in these cars, and that's not something they were doing before. And so the kids are being told no for the first time. So it's really kind of an unusual outcome that I had not thought of when we set up to help Go Baby Go. And then Police Athletically was for the next 2 years was our program that we supported. And the two pictures, top and bottom, that you see there, the kids on the bikes, and then Sergeant Anthony Perez is there in the red shirt with a young man who's graduated. So the Police Athletic League, what they do is they've got a center at 1801 White Avenue, and they service about 1,000 kids a year coming through their doors. And they've got football, running, because of our second year grant, soccer, softball. They've got a gardening program. I'm missing boxing is kind of the big thing down there too. So what they're doing there is the kids come in and they get to see law enforcement in a totally different way. They're working together. And then the law enforcement gets to see them in a totally different way. Again, working together. And the kids, and then they wind up, kind of bringing the parents along if the kids are fortunate enough to have parents. Because the parents, if any of you are parents in here and anybody has done something for your kid, you're going to go the extra mile for that person that did something for your kids. So the relationships that get built there. Our first grant that we made there, though, I like to tell the story about. We went in and said, look, suppose we had a check here for $25,000. What would you do with it? Rather than having people apply for grants, we would say, what would you do with it? And they took me on a tour of the facility, and it was a building that was donated to them by Kansas City Parks and Rec. And when they first got it, windows were shot out. They had a black mold problem. The building was kind of a disaster. But they got in there, they were able to seal up the building, got the mold remediated, and then their first step was we should get a new HVAC system in there. They did that. And then they thought, full stomach's better grades for the kids, right? When you think about the food insecurity and so forth. So they got a kitchen, a partnership with Harvesters. They feed the kids that come in there, and then they actually send food home too. But then they found out the grades weren't getting any better. They had the kids come in and bring their report cards in. Grades weren't getting any better, and they go to the teachers in the schools and they say, what's happening here? And the teacher said, our kid's not engaged, not asking questions in class. So they go back to the kids. They say, what is? You're not engaged in class. What's happening there? And the kid says, well, I'm not going to raise my hand. That's smell. And they said, but we've got a locker room and showers and all that. I'm assuming most of us here grew up in those showers in our junior highs and high schools where 5 of us had to go in there at once. Or you hope maybe you got the thing by yourself and hope that you got back out before anybody else came around. But that's what they had. And so they weren't using those facilities. And they said, we really want to renovate our locker rooms and our showers. And in partnership with Royals Charities, we were able to make that happen. So now there's single showers for the kids to be able to take the shower, because beyond the facility, they wouldn't take a shower at home either, because maybe there wasn't running water. If there was water, maybe there's no electricity or gas to heat it. And then too, maybe there's no home. So it was really, I think one of our most impactful things that we've been able to do over there was to help be able to provide the shower facilities for PAL. And I've seen emails too where the schools that are nearby, they'll share some with me where the principal emails over and says, hey, can I send a kid or two over here? And so it's not just their kids, but they're helping the community around them as well. And then the next year we helped start a running program, because again, not everybody can box, play football, play soccer. Just about everybody can run at their own pace. And so Cameron Ailey is the run coach over there and does an amazing job working with the kids. And Cameron was just telling me earlier this morning, they've been going through the wintertime here. Usually it's kind of shut down in the wintertime, and just a fall, spring, summer program over there. But he said they got the kids running on through. So I'm going to transition a little bit over here, but I do want to, Meredith Doyle introduced herself earlier. She's the Associate Athletic Director at Kansas City, Missouri Public Schools. And I want to give her a shout out. She has been named by Win for KC for their luncheon that we're having this Friday. She is a game changer. Kissick Construction sponsors that particular award for Win for KC. So You might see it in the paper, Saturday morning, maybe Friday. But she started the softball program from the ground up for Lincoln College Prep. And if you're okay, did you want to run the video first?
Yeah. This was this year at the Hospital Hill Run.
So that was the Paseo Academy Honor Choir, but I want to turn it over to Meredith to talk about the impact that the grant made in KC Public Schools.
Absolutely, and thank you for that embarrassing compliment. Yeah, so that was, just to get a little bit, I don't want to take anything away from Lisa. We spoke this week about some stuff, but that was Paseo. That was our high school choir team, and they had gone to state the week before, and as you can tell, the band director there, the choir director, Willie, is very passionate, and he's like that all the time. Good guy. But we were able to have volunteers throughout the course last year, which was an awesome experience for our kids. And, initially it was a little pulling teeth, trying to get people on board, but we got the central drum line to do the hill, so they did a pace, to go up the,
Trinity Hill.
the hill. And, I drove around a bus, which I never thought in my life I'd be doing, but had cheer and dance and different teams throughout the district. We started at different spots and kind of mapped it out where we'd be throughout the course. And, towards the end, the girls, with the cowbells and the posters, they're like, okay, coach, I'm tired. And I'm like, wait, these guys just ran a marathon. So towards the end, it's like, just encouraging, this is the last, you're going downhill now. So it was a good experience for them. And in the Urban Corps, it's, these kids don't experience that. We have a ton of kids that do track and field in the spring, which with being a recipient of the shoes, we're going to have a spike, no pun intended, of shoes this spring with that, because we weren't able to do that last spring. Everything hadn't processed yet. So, but we've been able to provide a service to our kids that our district athletic office maybe could not provide. We provide the mainstays of uniforms, security, travel, refs, the basis. And so, with us also experiencing, being able to give those experiences to these kids, because they don't see a lot of marathon runners, they don't see a lot of that. They see sprint runners, they see football, they see basketball, they see the small core of what you would normally see in the Urban Corps. So this is a great experience for them, and we're just happy to be a part of it, and blessed to be a part of that, and blessed to meet people and who are able to provide that resource. So, along with Paseo, we had the central drum line, which I mentioned, and then we had different people on the course, and we're hoping to continue that this year.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Aaron. And then, Strive for Life, you all are gonna need to.
Sure.
Yes.
Again, I'm Jim Passantino with Strive for Life. It's a pleasure to be here. So, Strive for Life exists to help solve a problem, and the problem is that every year there's 40,000 babies that are born with heart defects in the United States. Of those, over 9,000 go on to experience some form of cardiac arrest. So, these numbers are alarming, and there's some more recent data that suggests that the problem may be getting worse. So, we partner with ATS HeartCheck and David's company to provide a solution, which is to provide heart screenings for youth age roughly 8 to 18 to identify these problems before they become more impactful on somebody's life. So, through a very generous $25,000 grant that was provided through Hospital Hill, over the past year, we've been able to test 1,554 kids. These were through ATS HeartCheck screenings that were sponsored by Strive for Life. Of those, 113 heart conditions were detected. Some of those are more serious than others, but 12 of them were very serious. 12 kids were identified with potentially life-threatening conditions. So the partnership that we have with ATS HeartCheck and getting this data and feedback is it's validation for what we're doing and the impact that we're having and potentially saving kids' lives. And we could not do this without the help and support and funding from Hospital Hill. So thank you again for everything that you guys have provided. It's an honor working with you guys, and our board is more motivated than ever to continue doing what we're doing. We have another heart screening coming up at the Cornerstones of Care Ozanam campus. They provide some housing for teens that have maybe come along hard times, and so we'll be screening them, providing funding for that, and then also have some really good conversations going on with the Kansas City School District about partnering up with them. That's a connection that was made through Hospital Hill and the grants that were provided to both organizations, now coming together to see if we can make it out to the public school districts locally to get screenings there as well.
Awesome, thank
Thank
you.
you. So I'd wrap it up by I've got a friend working in another organization that she says if we can give hope to just one person, we can change a life. And if we can change a life, we can change the world. And if you noticed any theme in all of this is that the organizations, school district, kids, youth that we're supporting are kids that, might not have that hope so much right in front of them. But they just need someone to reach back with a hand up to help them come along. There's evidence too that if just one adult reaches out to one child, sometimes that's all it needs. I shouldn't say it, that's all the child needs. All the situation needs to make a big difference in their life. And my Jewish friends have a Hebrew saying called tikkun olam, which means to repair the world. And so through your support of our race, through the sponsorship and so forth, hopefully you would come away from this looking and saying, look, we're going to provide some hope here, and we can tikkun olam. So I appreciate your support. God bless you all, and thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it very much.